All right, so burnout. Some people say it doesn't exist. I personally believe it does exist, and it is an epidemic amongst first responders. It is a real problem. If you give me a couple of minutes, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of burnout and actually what you can do to work on it. And just for giving me your time, I would love to give you a full training, complete with practical skills that you can implement today and actually start working on burnout yourself. Now, in case you didn't know, my name is Celeste and I am the founder of Project Tempest, and it's my mission to help female first responders survive and thrive through training, tools, and tactics. Because you guys matter. You guys are the real heroes. Now, burnout, what is it? It's this chronic physical and emotional exhaustion. It's mental exhaustion. It tends to create cynicism and detachment from life, and it can have all kinds of negative consequences, both personally and professionally. We have the physical health issues, the fatigue, the insomnia, the poor sleep, the weakened immune system. What happens to me when I get burnt out? I get sick, just like I am now. So it's so important that we actually work on this, not only for the physical health, but also your emotional health. When you get burnt out, we tend to lack enthusiasm. We tend to feel empty, more irritable, more impatient. And it can also be very similar to symptoms of anxiety and depression. And of course, we start to notice that cognitively, we're not functioning as well. Difficulty concentrating, difficulty focusing. I know when I get burnt out, my brain feels like it belongs to somebody else. I just cannot focus. And with that reduced cognitive function, performance at work is going to suffer. And of course, that is a real issue. You'd be less productive, less efficient, more likely to make errors or mistakes. Job satisfaction goes down. And then, of course, when you're struggling at work and in a high stress job like a first responder, that's a big problem. And of course, that's going to continue. You're going to feel detached from your workmates. You're going to feel detached from the people who actually care about you. All of your relationships are going to suffer. Everything becomes strained, and it's all very difficult. Then, of course, we have that long-term issue. The health issues are going to get worse. Then we start to miss days of work. We make mistakes at work, and it all becomes a much bigger problem than what it should actually be. So if we can address this, then of course we can improve things. And it's not just about addressing it in the moment, it's also acting, future forwards and preventing it. And it can be done. Now, for most people, they go down a basic self-care route. But self-care, as it is pitched nowadays, just going off and doing something nice for yourself, is not enough. Going out and getting a haircut, getting your nails done, going for a spa day, that is not enough for you to fix burnout. It's not enough to prevent burnout. The intensity of your work demands something more than just a generic solution. Burnout's quite unique and it requires more of a specialized set of tools rather than just generic self-care practices that are just going to fall short for you. What we actually need is recovery, not self-care. Okay, there's a distinct difference between the two. And within that, we then want active recovery, purposeful, strategic actions that you take that are going to benefit your nervous system and help you recover from your burnout and ultimately prevent it long term. So nowadays, we know loads more about how the nervous system works. We understand the science of our biology on a much greater level, which means that we can actually scale our own biology and then work on it to improve how we think and how we feel. So if you want to have a bash at this and you want to incorporate some recovery practices into your own day-to-day life, just drop me a line below and I will send you the burnout training. We'll go into the triggers of burnout, a little bit deeper into how it all works. And then, of course, I will give you a protocol that you can implement. This is 100% free. There's no opt-in, nothing like that. It's just the training and the tools that I will send to you. And you can start to actually implement them right away and just see how you get on with it. So if burnout is a real problem for you, just drop me a line and then we'll see what we can do about that and help you move forward with these practical training protocols.